Do we play Yakuza for the dramatic story? What about its in-depth character development? The minigames? The Yakuza series has a plethora of minigames at our disposal, and they are a blast to play, with a few exceptions.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
But there are some minigames that haven't been back in such a long time, so here is a short list of all the minigames I want back in future iterations. I know this is somewhat of a recent pick, but hear me out. The skateboarding minigame brought me back to the days of playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater. The only game that had the skateboarding minigame was Lost Judgment, and man, it had me craving for more. But to be honest, this mode was pretty bare bones, especially since it was one of the minigames involved in the school story side quests. I wish they put more time into the school story than the biker gang or robotics minigames, because those were pure butt cheeks. There weren't any flips and tricks you were able to do, no special combos, and no crazy ramps either. You can grind on rails, go up short ramps, and in addition you can traverse the world, making exploration and getting to your destination quicker. They also did add races into it as well. Despite its simplicity, it was a breath of fresh air and something I'd like to see return with more polish and expansion. I could imagine them adding crazy flips and tricks, open courses, and even competitive skate-offs. I would love to see some rival action and see your rival run the same course you do, which would make the experience more intense and thrilling. The potential to expand is definitely there, and it is untapped. Now this one is my bread and butter. If there was a minigame I would call underrated, it would be the business minigame in Yakuza 7. The basic premise of this minigame was simple. You acquire properties, recruit employees, and make smart investments to improve revenue. Sounds simple enough, but this minigame had me by the throat. The strategic depth with making money, picking your team, which sometimes included a chicken, and watching said chicken persuade shareholders in over-the-top business meetings where you literally battle your investors was like crack. I would love to see Ichiban in the next game take on a bigger and badder business with the involvement of Eiha again. Adding rival businesses, more diverse property types, or even a multiplayer component where your players compete to dominate the market will add loads of depth. I always love the story aspect of these minigames as well. If they add some sort of rival business into the mix with a wacky character as your rival, would be just as engaging. Limitless potential with this specific minigame, so RGG, please bring this one back. The Cabaret Clubs are loved by most Yakuza fans, and for good reason. The concept at first was ridiculous, and I thought I would never play or get near this minigame. Why would anyone find this fun? Dressing up a woman? Blasphemy. But I still took a chance at it, and dressing up the women in itself was addicting. Does the jewelry match? Does the dress wash her out? Does the makeup make her look like a clown? And then the blissful music in the background was icing on the cake. And the money making aspect of it was to top it all off. RGG can make this a standalone game if they wanted to. I would love to see it brought back from my boy Ichiban. I can definitely imagine him involved in a wacky situation with a failing club. It would of course be his job to bring back the club to the top, and with a bunch of trials and obstacles in his way that we as the player have to overcome. The side missions in this series also showcase rival cabaret clubs trying to steal each other's girls. I can definitely see a scenario where you gotta fight your top host to sustain your club, or else you risk losing her to a competitor. This will not only raise the stakes, but keep the player on their toes when running the club. They can definitely tap into this by doing showdowns and would make things much more interesting. It's about to be 10 years since we got a dancing minigame from this series. And no, the Lost Judgment Dance Club minigame does not count.
Oh my god, bro.
How could they neglect this minigame for 10 years? This mode brought infectious music, flashy lights, and sick dance moves into the mix. They can bring back more songs for the modern era, difficulty levels, and even include co-op in future iterations. How can they expand on it further? Well, I think a silly, fully fleshed out story would make this minigame a cult classic. They can have Kiryu or Ichiban perform dance battles against other rival dancers, or imagine a career mode where you have to rise to the top to be the ultimate dance champion. And you know what? Add multiplayer in this bitch. I want to dance and battle fellow Yakuza players as well. The best dancer gets to see Kiryu naked. Anyway, it would be great to also bring in some cameo characters into the mix, like Akiyama, Majima, and Saejima, to put an extra smile on my face. Last but not least, the baseball team management minigame. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I love baseball. In fact, I hate the sport with every fiber of my being. The long drawn out innings and the pace of the game puts me to sleep. But Yakuza changed that ever so slightly with the baseball team management minigame. Recruiting, building team chemistry, and competing in matches had me scratch an itch I never had. Honestly, I was was more invested in this sports simulation than Football Manager and FIFA. Because at least here, I care about the characters and the story. Imagine adding a soccer management or a basketball management minigame. I felt like the writing was on the wall when Lost Judgment showed us a glimpse of the high school basketball team. I think RGG can take notes from other sports simulations and create their own twist to it as well. Scouting characters with unique abilities, ways to boost morale like taking your team for a night out, dealing with different types of personalities, and so on. Hopefully word gets out and RGG gets cooking, and hopefully we see a Ronaldo and Kiryu collab soon. Mini games, like it or not, are a major foundation in the Yakuza series. It gives you a nice break from all the drama and crying that you experience in the main story. I would like to hear the mini games that you guys want back for the next iteration of the games. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.